and gentlemen, welcome aboard. The tour will last about half an hour and we'll be covering some 15 kilometers through the history.
It's time to sit back and relax and enjoy the beautiful view for the next half an hour. Okay, just past the lowest bridge of Bruges now, so mind your head here. This is the place where I lost my hair, so be careful. When you look closely, you can see the blood stains. Okay, very low bridge. Mind your head. Don't forget, you don't want a headache today. And here we go.
On your left, you can see the traditional brewery, De Halve Maan, which has been in business since 1856 and still produces a local ale.
It's the only brewery that's still active inside of the city. And they make the beer there, the Bruges Zot, the full of Bruges. The name of the beer, blonde and the brown one. Strong beer, handled with care. Almost beer time, but not yet. Beautiful place here, with all the swans in front.
In front of us is the 16th century lock house with the Minnewater served as a reservoir and mooring place for the canal boats which linked Bruges with Ghent. Under the bridge you can see the locks.
Otherwise we wouldn't match the bridges, as you can see. We also have lock gates on the other part of town, so the water level is always the same here. Never get any floodings, luckily, because it can rain a lot here. Still the original ones.
Since 1926, there are no longer any members of the Beguine order living there. Nuns and single women.
Single women.
The Bruges Begijnhof was a religious community of lay women run by a Groot Juffrouw, or Grand Mistress. In addition to the residence of the Groot Juffrouw and the other Beguine cottages, the complex included a church, a guest house, nuns. The Beguines were not required to take permanent vows.
So the brewery on your right, you can take a garden, do some tasting, see if the place happy. I can advise you to first visit a brewery and then the museums. That way it will give you a headache. Be careful, mind your head.
St. Jan's Hospital. The oldest parts of the building date from the 12th century. It now houses the Memory Museum and a 17th century pharmacy.
One of the oldest hospitals in Europe. Stopped being a hospital in 1976, not so long ago. And this is Bruges' main shopping street for tourists. Just above here, the Kathalijnenstraat. Some chocolate and lace shops, all made in China. That's a joke though, or not, who knows. This one goes, no worries. You don't have to duck.
18th century houses.
They're all private properties. People have nice places to sit outside here, when the weather's fine. But of course you have the annoying boats who pass here all the time. There's one for sale, if you're interested. The Koop means for sale. And a beautiful renovation on the corner. People have some money to spend. It's only a holiday house. Turning left here now, and we look up above the bridge. On your left, on the wall there, you can see the smallest Gothic window of Bruges. Little square up there. It's a spy window. And a big lady. Smallest window in Gothic style, above the bridge on your left, little square.
On your left is the palace of the Lords of Groothuizen, which dates from the 15th century and is now a museum of the
You can see the gargoyles.
Lords of Groothuizen held the sole rights to the sale of Groot, a mixture of 7 herbs used in brewing, which was later replaced by hops in the 17th century.
This is the best in the last part.
On your right, you can see the Groningen Museum, which boasts an outstanding collection of southern Netherlandish and Belgian paintings, spanning the period from the 15th...
Museum, definitely worth a visit, if you have the time, of course.
Slightly further on is the College of Europe, a postgraduate institution, which provides courses for young academics as part of a...
State of the Hotel de Tuileries, and the windows there are made of crystal glass from Venice, from the island Murano. Murano glass. You can see they have a strange kind of color. Now the place to play soccer over there. Past the Stags Bridge, but I gotta say just in front. That's the old guild house of the tanners, the tannery, worked with animal skins into soft leather. It's the building just in front now. It was built in the 17th century. Old guild house of the tanners. Now it's time to get out your cameras. Gonna have a beautiful view on the belfry once we turn left.
Now have a good view of the belfry. This magnificent tower stands 83 meters above the Grote Markt. It has 366 steps and houses 47 clocks, which together weigh around 27 metric tons.
As you can see, that's not standing straight. It's leaning 1 meter to the right, to the southeast. Don't visit the belfry after you visit at the brewery, otherwise it's quite hard. On a clear day you can see the North Sea from over there. It's a hard climb though, it's 366 steps, and it keeps on turning. There's no elevator. Well, we have 5 different boat stations in Bruges, and they each have 4 boats. So 20 boats in total. No private boats allowed. It's too small here, would be chaos. And he's the best.
Which are now home to offices belonging to the municipal authorities of the city of Bruges. In front of us is one of the city's oldest bridges, the May Bridge, dating from the 14th century. The name May comes from meekrap, the Dutch word for madder. In the Middle Ages, the roots of the madder plant were stamped and
They had to restore the top part of it last year. It was coming down. It was safe now. I hope. Well, we all hope. The other bridge in France called oldest bridges of the city. It's all built crooked. It's the flag of Bruges on your left. You don't see it that good. It's a little bit twisted. Red and white stripes and a blue line on it. Now, once we pass this next bridge, on your right-hand side, you can see the almshouse of Pelican. You gotta see the symbol of the pelican just above the old folk of the city. It's on your right here, from the 17th century. See the symbol of the pelican just above the door. Houses for the poor and the old. Still being used as houses for the elderly.
on the right is an old connecting channel to the canal linking Bruges to the city of Ghent.
So 45 kilometers to Ghent. Also a beautiful city. And that's a symbol of Bruges on your left, on the wall there, little statue. The Bear of Bruges, symbol of the city.
In front of us is the spires with typical Bruges stepped facades.
Don't have any purpose, those stairs. Just a style.
You can see strange gargoyle-like figures. These serve to prevent evil spirits from entering the houses.
The Middle Ages, the more windows you had, the more taxes you had to pay, the window tax. I think that you had it too. You can see that they closed the windows with bricks to avoid paying taxes. Those 4 windows on the corner aren't real. They painted those ones. You can see it if you look really good.
Large churches for around 22,000 inhabitants. Greater Bruges has a population of approximately 120,000.
You can see the date on it. 1675. Now we look just in front now. You can see 7 houses, starting with the white one. And they're all 7 in a different style. The little one, the biggest one, is a neo-Gothic. And straight ahead, you have the connection with the North Sea. It's 10 kilometers to see Bruges that way. And 20.
The 15th century Porter's Lodge, so called because it was originally a meeting hall for porters, the rich merchants of the medieval city. It was later an art school and is now the municipal archive. In front of the building is a statue of the 15th century painter Jan van Eyck.
You can find the works of Jan van Eyck at het Groningen Museum. And the house on your right, with all the windows, that one, that's a mistake. Both of them. It's way too modern. It's a style clash.
We are now in what was once the medieval harbour of Bruges. In its day, it was witness to a flourishing trade. Bruges imported food, luxury goods and raw materials, such as iron ore and wood. The return cargoes mainly consisted of finished products such as linen, leather goods and woolen hose.
That's the house where they made the movie The Nun Story, with Audrey Hepburn. Long time ago, of course. Little street next to the White House, where you can see the flag, also a bit closer. There you can find the oldest pub of Bruges, Café Oud Vlissingen, from 1515. They do have a new waitress now. Right. The water in the canals is freshwater, and contains fish, mainly eels and carp. So 2 meters deep here. Now we have 43 bridges in the center of Bruges. There are 20 boats sailing on these canals here, just for tourism, not for private use. And we have a population of 120,000 in Bruges, and 20,000 in the center of the city. Now we have 27 churches in Bruges. So it was difficult for us to choose on a Sunday morning.
तेरी उम्र ने कल बुलाती तेरे
The historic centre of Bruges boasts a large number of restored houses, such as the house on the left with its weather vane representing an architect.
This used to be the monastery of the Fathers of Saint Omer on your right. That was the apartment with old style. I'll leave it up to you if you like it or not. The monuments who are listed by the blue and white signs on the sign. That means they're protected. And the white facade on your right, that was the first McDonald's in Belgium. Just above the window. It's not true though. but it could have been. And these are all hotels on your left. Very romantic hotels on the water side, also on the expensive side. Cathedral. See the almshouse of Belgian on your left again, and a beautiful tea house on your right. It's not of any use here because we only drink beers in Bruges. So beautiful view under the bridge, Oldest Bridge, former Palace of Justice, and the Saint Saviour's Cathedral. Behind the next bridge on your left, that's one of the best hotels of Bruges. It's one of the most known one. Hotel Die Swane. Been there 3 times.
Which dates from the 19th century. Only a small part of the complex is still in regular use.
Bruges is only 10 kilometers away from the North Sea. It's closed on Sundays and Mondays, and it's always open in the morning. It was built in 8. And on your right, you can see a statue of a lady who went to the brewery. Didn't want the date on it, 1608. Second part is from 1614. And do you see the dragon head on the drain pipe on your right? The gargoyle, waiting to spit water. Hopefully not today.
At the end of the 15th century, the citizens of Bruges were forbidden to build wooden houses due to the high risk of fire.
It's a hotel right now. It's the same hotel for the movie In Bruges with Colin Farrell. Good movie, funny one. Jumped out of that window into the boat. A little bit violent movie. Spanish in the 16th and 17th century. Nowadays it's a nice place to enjoy Belgian beer. They have all different kinds. You have over 700 different kinds of beers here in Belgium.
The Onze Lieve Vrouwenkerk in front of us has a brick tower and is 122 meters high. Among its many treasures are a Virgin and Child by Michelangelo in white marble, and the mausoleums of Charles the Bold and his daughter, Mary of Burgundy.
It's open every day till 6 o'clock. It's one of the only works of Michelangelo they can find outside of Italy. This place on your left with the trees is called the Dever, completely built out of small bricks. This next bridge here we're going to say, Landa. In front of us, the Bruges Bridge.
थोड़ी गर्मी होगी अब
She's a character, yeah.
Huh?
I said she's a character. You won't get.
Coffee Sterners walking. See them on gas. It told for kitchen. Spy.
He can use it for his business.